Hello. First of all, how's everybody feeling tonight? It's a pretty big night, as you know. Not only is this the Wind Ensemble and Select Choir concert, this is also the legendary Mr. Lipton's final concert. For those of you who do not know, Mr. Lipton has taught at Neshaminy High School for 35 years, and it's extremely evident the effect that he's had on every single person to walk through the music program here at the high school. You will find a lot of us have even had him, like I had him, Mrs. Nichols had him, Mr. Cassidy, Mr. Brown, Mr. Tanicello, and countless other people that are now teaching within the program. So, he knows that something is happening after the concert. Maybe some of you don't. He doesn't know what. I'm going to tell you what is going to happen and invite you to what will happen after the concert. So, and then kind of go through the logistics. So bear with me. I have to talk. This is very important. There are a lot of people here, and it can get messy. So, what's going to happen after, right after the concert, we're all going to walk, led by the Neshaminy High School drum line. We're going to process from the auditorium to Gym 1, and we're going to be greeted by an alumni band consisting of about 120 alumni. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. You haven't heard them yet, so don't applaud yet, okay? There will be some dedications as well during that period at Gym 1. After that, everybody is invited to a social being hosted in Main Street. And we decked it out with beautiful decorations, and everything looks really, really, really good. This is, you do not have to attend, but we highly encourage you to attend, even if you don't know Mr. Lipton that well. The social will include a nice area for photos. There will also be food as well, and all that jazz. Now, the really interesting stuff, the logistics. It's really important that everybody listens and pays attention. This is my teacher voice right now. Right after the final song, Mrs. Nichols is going to make a speech. Do I have any current Neshaminy High School students within the auditorium right now? Amazing. You play a very, very important part. Literally, when Wind Ensemble is done playing, everyone is going to exit. All the current Neshaminy students are going to exit, and you're going to line yourselves from auditorium to Gym 1, and you're going to kind of like cheer Mr. Lipton. And there will be a few people to help you out, space you out, and all of that. Wind Ensemble, you're going to exit this way. Or no, sorry, this way. And drumline, you're going to exit this way, correct? Yeah? Cool, awesome. Woohoo! Leave your instruments on stage. Everybody else, when you hear when the drum line comes out here, and once they start playing, I need everybody to stand up. Okay, once they start playing. So when do you start to stand up? Okay, awesome, you're listening, that's fantastic. This is very important. When the last person passes your row, you're going to follow suit. Okay, does that make sense? In the center. Yeah, capiche? Okay, for those of you who do not want, it's okay, you have plans and stuff, and you're going to exit this way. There will be no students lined up blocking the entrance. So you're just gonna exit left towards the lobby while everybody's gonna follow the little parade to Gym 1 to the right. Does that make sense? Can I be done talking now? Yeah, okay, don't be too excited. Okay, that's not right. Let me now introduce the incredible Mrs. Nichols with her select choir.
lively crowd. Let's hear it up for the select choir. My name is Kristen Cloak-Nichols, and I am a Neshaminy grad, class of 1997. And I was, of course, honored to have Mr. Michael Lipton as my instrumental director here at Neshaminy High School, and now I'm even more blessed to call him my colleague for over 20 years. So tonight is a bittersweet moment for me, not only saying goodbye to our seniors, but also saying goodbye to someone I've known for 30 years. Of course, I will see him and we'll be texting and, you know, random moments come up and I think of him a lot, but it won't be the same as the day-to-day where I always get to hang out with him. So I'm forever grateful for my time here with him. And tonight's program from the Select Choir, the first 5 numbers are selected and dedicated to Mr. Michael Lipton. So, and all for different reasons. The first song is his favorite song to sing when he's really stressed out. And he just sings the first bit, and he never really tries to sing it in tune. It's just like for fun, but it's Over the Rainbow. So enjoy.
Oh
Thank you. That last piece was called Sound the Trumpet. And if you didn't know, Mr. Lipton is an oboist. So I love that song because it just talks about all the different instruments. It was composed by Henry Purcell, who Mr. Lipton loves. And the oboe part just really speaks to me. So up next is a piece of music written by what's usually a band composer, a gentleman named Frank Ticelli. So this is Earth Song. Yeah, I know. Vesuvius, you all know.
Sing
Thank you. And the next two selections are dedicated to our seniors. Up first is Send in the Clowns from A Little Night Music. And then we're going to have a lot of fun with I've Had the Time of My Life. ladies and gentlemen, a quick round of applause for Mr. Santone, Mr. Tyler Santone back there. I'm really proud of this group before they sing their last number today. I've been a little tough on them this year just because I'm kind of at the stage now like COVID's over, come on, let's do it. And so I keep saying that to them, and they really rose to the occasion, and they sound amazing. And we've worked really hard, and we've had a lot of fun, for sure. And this number is going to feature our 9 seniors. You're going to get to see them walk forward, and they're going to kind of display their name and where they're going to college as we sing this final song. And it features Sammy Matias, AJ Nyman, and Olivia Garland, 3 of our senior members, and our junior Gianna Lorum on vocal percussion. So enjoy it, have a minute. Thank you. Thank you so much. We will have a brief intermission, and then we will do our combined piece followed by the wind ensemble.
Lipton with my experience at least. Picture this, walking through C Hall at 6:50 in the morning. Once you enter the locker bank, you can see the light on in his office. Almost 99.9% of the time, the 1% he's out. But if you check back later, around 11 o'clock during marching band season, Mr. Lipton is still in his office. Thank you so much for your hard Thank you so much for your hard work and your dedication. It sure has shown in all of us, in your students and your alumni. You helped me make districts when I thought it was impossible. I as well wouldn't be the musician I am today without you. The Practice for Success guide will always be hanging in my room. I remember finding out you were retiring. I wanted it to be a lie. I think everybody did, to be honest with you. Oh, how I wished it was, and that you could just wait one more year. I'm a junior. However, as I close my remarks, I am happy to wish you well on Wind Ensemble's behalf on your retirement. I promise to send you a picture of me, Brooke, and Allison on the Swiss Alps if you promise to visit us.
Mr. Lipton, you are always the person that I can find to be there, to be present, to be knowing what's going on, and to always be helpful no matter what. I know everyone on the stage and probably everyone else in the audience knows how hard you work all the time for literally everyone in this school, and I know how much we're going to miss you. You have done so much over these past 35 years that we can't even imagine, and I just want to let you know that we all really appreciate you, we love you, and we're going to miss you so, so much.
To thank you for being such an inspiration to everybody, especially those of us on this stage. Without you, we couldn't have become the amazing band we are able to be and you are about to hear. I will always treasure the countless opportunities you have given me, and you never hesitated to lend a helping hand whenever somebody needed it, like when you got me a new clarinet when mine broke the morning of KOB, or the time you got me the warm-up piece the day of the concert because you didn't know I didn't have it before then. I think I speak for all music kids when I say we have learned so much from you. I truly can't imagine this program without you. Your legacy is completely unmatched, as is the impact you have made on over a generation of Neshaminy students, which my mom and I are lucky to be a part of. I've grown up going to marching band games with my mom, saying hi to you, and hearing your name and all the amazing things you have done. Your legacy will never change, regardless of whether you're teaching here at Neshaminy or not. We will all miss you so much when next year comes, but even more importantly, on behalf of all of the Wind Ensemble, we hope you enjoy your retirement, because after 35 years, you absolutely deserve it.
All right. Well, I forgot to give him the cardinal rule at this kind of thing, and that is that they're not allowed to make me cry before we start. But thank you, ladies and everybody on stage. I appreciate those sentiments. But we're going to get started now, so you can hear some awesome music. And our first number is going to be introduced by our first-year flutist, Ashley Bond.
A Festive Overture by Alfred Reed. A festive overture was commissioned by the Tri-State Festival, held annually under the auspices of the Music Division of Dickinson State College in Dickinson, North Dakota, for performance at the 1963 festival. The first performance took place on November 2nd, 1963 at the concluding grand concert of the festival with the Dickinson State College Symphonic Band under the composer's direction. The score is in traditional overture form, a brilliant opening allegro followed by a reflective lyrical interlude and concluding with a return to the first themes and mood. The entire work is built on 3 motifs, which are heard in the first section, with the middle section developed from one of these, which appears as the bass line to the main theme. In the course of the work, the full resources of the modern, integrated concert band are called upon to present these motifs in constantly varied forms and combinations and in scintillating tone colors. The wording of the commission presented a basic challenge, that of writing a major work on the highest musical level and yet capable of performance by a good high school band. We believe that this challenge has been met and are proud to offer this work as a contribution to the modern school and concert band repertoire. Please enjoy Festive Overture by Alfred Reed.
you very much. One of the Alfred Reed, one of the giants of concert band composers, and so I was excited to be able to program that piece here on our spring concert this year. Still catching my breath. Must mean I'm getting old. So we're going to take a little break here because they're probably out of breath too, even though they're much younger. And recognize some students who have gone above and beyond the halls of Neshaminy High School to be recognized. First group is our students who were auditioned and were selected for the BCMEA, that's the Bucks County Music Educators Association Music Festival this year, which we had the pleasure of hosting here at Neshaminy High School. So if you guys would stand when I call your names on stage, and just we'll hold our applause and recognize them all together as a group. In our flute section, we have Ashley Bond and Maxime Lokmatov. In our clarinet section, Alyssa Loudon, Sarah Kelly, and Juliana Silvano. Bassoon, Nate Poff. Alto sax, Allison Dern. Tenor sax, Jack Walliver. Trumpet, Kaylin Hall. In the French horn section, Morgan Froelich and Skylar Samsel. Some strange creatures on stage. I lost my place. Trombone, Brooke Hartley. Fernando Rios. On the euphonium, Jace Reddick. Tuba, Lorelei Mindy. In the percussion section back there, already standing, Daniel Powell, Tim Olson, and Reese Dudek are our BCMEA representatives this year. And of course, as always, I forgot one child because I was thoroughly thinking band, but he is in band, even though he's holding a string bass, and that's Liam Boris was in counties too. All right, our next group of students, talented students, went on to audition for a separate audition. This is for the PMEA, Pennsylvania Music Educators Association, District 11, which comprises Bucks and Montgomery counties, and they auditioned in December for a series of festivals. Again, District 11 is the starting point. Selected for band this year, please stand, Ashley Bond, Alyssa Loudon, Sarah Kelly, Jack Walliver, Brooke Hartley, James Reddick, Lorelei Mindy, and Daniel Powell. District 11 band. Also, for District 11, separately, there's an orchestra ensemble for which Alyssa Loudon was also selected. Liam Borse on bass, Fernando Rios on trombone, and again, Lorelei Mindy on tuba for District Orchestra. So now I gotta use my memory because usually I write the extra notes on the side here. From District 11, they have the opportunity to go to Region 6, which is all 4 counties and the city of Philadelphia, southeastern Pennsylvania, basically. That audition happens at District Band, and the students who made it on to Region 6 were Alyssa Loudon on clarinet, Jack Wallover on tenor sax, Jace Reddick on euphonium, Lorelei Mindy on tuba, and Daniel Powell on percussion. Did I miss anybody? And after 2 rounds of stress and nail biting, they have an opportunity to also audition for all-state ensembles. And this year, representing 2 of the students represented us at the all-state concert band, and they were Alyssa Loudon on clarinet and Lorelei Mindy on tuba. Our next piece, which I've been looking to do for quite some time. It's been sitting on the shelf in the music library, and finally I felt like this group was the group that was up for this piece, had the right character and so on. So we're going to have Norina Kent introduce our next piece.
Missouri Shindig by H. Owen Reed. Missouri Shindig, which is based on an old square dance tune, Give a Fiddler a Dram, is the composer's impression of a rural Missouri hoedown. As it opens, there is a gradual development of excitement as the party gets into full swing. The square dancers reflect the various moods of the fiddlers as they first become exhilarated, next clownish, then sentimental. The party is momentarily interrupted as the tune How Dry I Am is heard in the distance. However, it is soon in full swing again and the dancing is resumed. Please enjoy Missouri Shindig by H. Owen Reed.
Again, at the end of the year here, we are getting ready to say a farewell to our senior members of the Wind Ensemble. So I'm going to do a quick moment of just recognizing those students for all their contributions over the years. So we're recognizing and honoring those senior members tonight of the 2022-23 Neshaminy High School Wind Ensemble, along with their parents and guardians. I don't know if Tyler remembers this from the other night, maybe the house lights. How quick can Tyler do the house lights? There he goes. We'd like to thank the parents and the guardians of these students for their support and encouragement of their child's music education during their time in the Neshaminy School District. Their behind-the-scenes contribution has been critical to the success of these students and our music programs. We would like to thank these students for their hard work, dedication, and valuable contributions to their various ensembles over their time here at Neshaminy High School. This talented group of students has spent many long hours in individual practice, rehearsal, and performance, and deserves our applause for a job well done. We wish them well in their future endeavors. So the students are going to stand when I call their name, and then I'll be mentioning the parents as well. Parents and guardians, please stand in the audience We're going to strive to keep this moving, so let me get everybody in, and then we'll have one big round of applause. So far, this hasn't worked any time we've done it, but we're going to try. So first up, Senior Ashley Bond in the flute section with parents Bill and Marianne Bond. In the fall, she will be attending Temple University, majoring in finance, and hopefully still playing flute in their marching band. Of course you will. I'll be down to check. Oh, but that means a long drive now. Maxine Lokmatov, senior flute player. Parents Yevgenia and Karmazina are with getting tongue-tied. Max is going to major in computer science, so his brain will be working overtime at Drexel University. He plans to continue playing flute and getting into nature more, he hopes. Staying in the flute section, Norita Kent is accompanied by parents Lauren and Matthew Kent, and will be attending Bucks County Community College and work in first response and medical. Plans to always stay a part of the music community, either through instrumental or vocal, or just listening. Going to the oboe section, we have Tara Bagansky, parents John and Wendy. Tara will be starting in the fall, attending East Stroudsburg University, majoring in marine science and minoring in studio art. So that'll be cool. Clarinet section, Kyle Sullivan. See, I knew I would keep it going. Kyle's in the clarinet section. I said that. Parents are Lisa and Marty Sullivan, and Kyle will be going to LaSalle University, majoring in business. Also plans to follow his dream of opening up a karate studio. Very cool. All right, so we have in clarinet, our bass clarinet, Alyssa Garibaldi, parents Karen and Ed, and Alyssa will be attending Virginia Tech University to study engineering, another overworked brain. Nate Hoff in the bassoon section. Parents are Carolyn and Michael, and Nate will be attending McDaniel College, majoring in history with a minor in biology. Saxophone section, we have Allison Dern. Dad Chris Dern, and she will be attending Drexel University, majoring in psychology on a pre-med track, and she'll also be continuing to play alto sax in their concert band. In the tenor sax section, we have Andre Aloyan, parents Susanna and Felix, and Andre will be heading to Temple University for pre-med, Bachelor of Science, and continue EMS education to become a paramedic. So that's awesome. Staying in the tax section back there, it's Taylon Brusco, senior. Parent Marlene, and he will be taking a 2-year gap to travel and then attend Temple University for the dental school. All right. Staying back there in the Barry Sax team, we have Becca Quinlan. We have parents Nicole and John, and Becca is going to be heading to Millersville for chemistry and also participating in the pep band. Samantha Quinlan, sister on trumpet, also parents Nicole and John. And Nicole, you already went to college. Sammy will be heading to the University of Delaware to major in civil engineering, and also plans on joining the marching band, the Marching Blue Hens. Woohoo! Over the French horn team, we have Morgan Froelich. Parents Eugene Froelich and Jamie Stevens. Morgan is planning to head to Bucks County Community College for 2 years of study and then transfer to Westchester for music education. Next to Morgan there in the horn section, we have Skylar Samsel. Everybody brought their fan club. We have Sue Ann and Chris Samsel as the parents, and Skylar is attending Susquehanna University, majoring in environmental science. I'll skip one there, gotta be careful. In the trombone section now over on that side, we've got Brooke Hartley. Parents are Ross and Kathy, and Brooke will be attending Drexel University in their exploratory studies program on a STEM track, and continue in the jazz performance in college. All right, scooting back to the percussion section back there, we have senior Leighton Einzig. Parents are Ashley Van Cleve and Ken Einzig, and Mr. Leighton will be attending Millersville University Honors College in the fall, majoring in information technology and minoring in music. He plans to continue marching band and performing in their various music ensembles. Warms my heart. Also in the percussion section back there, Marlene Moore. Marlene's parents, Jennifer Matesmore and Thomas Moore. And Marlene is heading to Millersville University, another Millersville student with a major in secondary English education and a minor in theater. And will also be participating in their marching band. So that, as you can see, is a very healthy group of seniors that we are losing from the wind ensemble, but we wish them all the best of luck. A big round of applause for them, please. So this next selection, we actually prepared originally to engage the fourth grade students who come up every year for a program that we, instrumental and vocal programs, present during the school year. So that was the origin of this one, but we thought maybe you guys might like it as much as the fourth graders. So Andre is here to introduce it.
Music from the motion picture How to Train Your Dragon by John Powell and arranged by Sean O'Laughlin. How to Train Your Dragon is a 2010 American 3D computer animated action fantasy film, all hyphenated by the way, produced by DreamWorks Animation and distributed by Paramount Pictures. Loosely based on the British book series of the same name by Cedric Cowell, the film stars the voices of Jay Baruchel, Gerald Butler, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse, among others. The story takes place in a mythical Viking world where a young Viking teenager named Hiccup aspires to follow his tribe's tradition of becoming a dragon slayer. After finally capturing his first dragon, and with his chance at last of gaining the tribe's acceptance, he finds that he no longer wants to kill the dragon and instead befriends it. The film score for this hit movie features magnificent adventure themes along with hints of Celtic influences. Sean O'Loughlin's expertly scored arrangement includes the themes Coming Back Around, Dragon Battle, Test Drive, and This Is Bird. How to Train Your Dragon? Let's go.
to give this speech, but apparently we're tuning, so we're gonna do this now because we have it out. I just want to say a couple words. I won't make it too long because I'm awful at speeches. But yeah, thank you for everything. Thank you for giving me a chance at drum major because it was a long-term goal, and working with you these past 2 years especially has been awesome, seeing all the behind-the-scenes work that you do and all the extra work you put in. And it's really inspiring, and I'm honored to have had such an amazing band director, and I will take all of your amazing quotes, pieces of advice with me as I go into college, especially the marching band, because you definitely did help me, push me in that direction, because I was nowhere close to continuing music in college, and I thank you for that. Here's Marlene.
So my parents always get mad at me because I always bring home these drum heads to paint on, but I never actually have time to paint on them. So I found time to paint on one, and I got not only your band and orchestra students on the front, but I also got the entire music department, including the vocal department, to sign on the back for you.
All right, so our conclusion to our exciting wind ensemble portion of the concert this evening. Before we introduce this one, I do want to just throw a quick thank you out. There's actually several thank yous. First of all, to our district administration for all the support, both district level and in the building here, especially in the building that is provided to the music program, and particularly the high school program here. Couldn't really happen without all that support, so much appreciated. To the parents of the students on stage and for the whole program. There's so much that needs to be done throughout the year, and we're always bringing in parent volunteers to help with that. And then more specifically, our booster organization are a fantastic group of individuals, our exec board in particular, that jumps in the pool and is willing to spend hours and hours and hours of time trying to make the things that myself and Mr. Pettis and Mr. O'Neill and folks just dream up and try to want to happen, and we throw it at them and they figure out how to make that happen. So it's so awesome that we have parents that are willing to do that. So thank you so much. I'm eternally grateful to you guys, and through my entire career, it's been pretty much the same, the parents stepping up to do those sort of things, and it's made my career very enjoyable to be able to have that assistance. So thank you so much. And then back to, of course, individual parents of the students for all that you've done to get them to this point, because I know they think it's all about them. And largely it is. But they couldn't have gotten here without a little bit of support on the home front, be that lessons and whatever, driving here and there, and just the rehearsals. And I've heard you guys complain a little bit about getting to rehearsals, and you're glad when they get their license because you're off the hook and all that good stuff. So thank you, parents. It's been great watching these guys grow over the past 1, 2, 3, 4 years for some of them. So thank you. And then one last quick thank you. One of our newest colleagues at the high school, Mr. Pettis over there. This is another one of those pieces that's been sitting on the shelf that I purchased quite a few years ago, and every year I bring it out and go, no, it's not the year. And I bring it out and no, it's not the year. And it was either this year or never. I went for it, and it's ended up being a great piece for this ensemble, but I quickly forgot and then discovered when I pulled it out that it has 4 trombone parts. And of course, this year's group only has 3 trombones. So the bass trombone part is happily being covered by Mr. Pettis tonight, so thank you. And to introduce this one, we bring back Sammy Quinlan to the mic.
Hi again. Carnival by Julie Giroux. Carnival is a vivid depiction of the excitement and energy of a Latin street carnival. During the carnival season, an annual festival held prior to Lent, cultures all over the world celebrate with parades and street parties that feature floats, dancers, vendors, and street performers.
Giraud captures the activity and busyness of the carnival with a persistent rhythmic motor that travels through various timbres of the ensemble, including many Latin percussion instruments. The A section of the piece serves as an introduction to some of the motives or main characters. Utilizing vibrant orchestration and styling, each motive evokes images of brightly colored dancers dressed in lavish costumes. As the parade continues, the listener hears the characters interact with one another, and the excitement builds as the tonal center starts to wander. The B section becomes more homorhythmic and harmonious as the crowd and the performers join together in singing. Attention is suddenly diverted as the next group of dancers come through, interjecting quick flashes of color, forming the development section. The development leads into a contrasting C section that has a free and majestic texture, possibly illustrating the passing up by of an enormous parade float. Familiar motives from the beginning return with slight variations, followed by a brief coda. As the music accelerates, the rush of excitement and energy overloads the senses and brings the piece to a close. Carnival was premiered by the University of North Texas Symphonic Band, conducted by Dennis W. Fisher on September 24th, 2013. Carnival by Julie Giraud.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing? Come here. So, I don't know if you had the ability to look out in the audience, but you have a lot of people here for you, right? You have current students. They all left, but it wasn't because of the performance, okay? You did a phenomenal, but by the way, wasn't the concert phenomenal? So you have current students, you have former students, you have colleagues, you have former colleagues, you have friends, you have family, and I hope that this shows you how much you are loved. And I think it's a testament to your character and to the type of person that you are. Clearly you have an effect on so many people, clearly. And you know, I'm going to say a couple things that probably other people are going to say too, but you're, without the doubt, like one of the hardest working people to ever walk the grounds in Neshaminy High School. Yeah. You have incredible patience. I mean, you have to, after teaching 35 years, especially the last 2, and dealing with students like me. But my sources are cited, so. But Mike, I always respected you, and I think everybody in this room does respect you, but it wasn't until the last 2 years, like, seeing you do your thing and the connection that you build with your students, the program that you have built, it's incredible. So, and I can't thank you for being my teacher and still being my teacher and colleague. So, bring it in. And amongst those people who are here, I did want to introduce someone that you've worked with. He wanted to say a few words. He said he's done it all, from elementary, middle school, choir, band. The only thing he hasn't done in his words are the strings. So that was his words, not mine. So, let me introduce to you the incomparable Roy Nelson.
I wrote a few brief notes down. Oh, jeez. I've written, thank you. That was
always the humor in the department.
That was my mother back there. I've actually known Mike for quite a while. One night on the marching band trailer, we were talking and figured out that when I was doing my student teaching in 1970 in Marble Newtown, that I had him in 4th grade as a student. He didn't remember me, I didn't remember him. But it's been quite a while. I had a principal tell me once that the worst department in schools, especially the high school, to deal with, and to deal with within each other, or with each teacher, was the fine arts department. Everybody had their own path, and nobody seemed to get along. In the 10 years that I was working with Mike, and several years helping with marching band, not one time did we ever have a crossword between us. We didn't always agree, but we always adjusted, compromised, and I appreciated that. Now, he might have gone back to his office and banged on the wall, but he's a true gentleman. Neshaminy High School has been in existence for 70 years. There have been 6 band directors, numerable assistants, also Donna, Danny, myself. 6 band directors in 70 years. I knew them all. Dr. Stan Howell, who I met later on, was the first founder of Neshaminy Band. Bruce Thompson, James Crossland, Tony Biancasino, Ron Daggett, my best friend, and Mike Lipton. These 5 guys did their job in 35 years. This man did it for 35 years. When people talk about music and Mike Lipton, they will be referring to a legend. He's a true gentleman. Danny said he had patience. I'm not going to go into that, into his early years before he met his wife. But a true gentleman, yeah, and a true legend. I'm glad you're my friend.
And without further ado, our festivities continue.
Go score.
guys. I'd like to welcome all of you to White's retirement celebration, 35 years in Neshaminy School District. We're going to start our performance with the alma mater. If you Google Neshaminy alma mater, you can sing along with us. I'd like to now introduce Mr. Jason Bowman, Superintendent, Neshaminy School District.
Thank you. Wow. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm not sure we've ever had a bigger send-off for a teacher than we have for Mr. Lipton tonight. Amazing man, amazing career, incredible 35 years that you could not define. It's pretty awesome tonight to hear his students talk about him. It's one thing to have adults stand in front of you and talk about a teacher, an administrator talk about a teacher. It's another thing to hear his students and what they have to say and what he has meant to them. And the sheer number of students that Mr. Lipton has had the opportunity to impact, to influence, and inspire in our district is absolutely incredible. Thousands and thousands and thousands of students. And although he taught them all how to play instruments and be musicians, there's an awful lot more that comes with the music program, especially one like we have here at Neshaminy High School. The soft skills that kids learn, the perseverance, the work ethic, the hard work, the dedication, those are things that go long beyond when you stop playing music. And you can use them in any facet of life. And I think that is a greater skills that Mr. Lipton has given our students than anything else. So thank you very much for that. We've heard about the number of hours you put in. We heard a student talk about the number of hours you put in tonight. I sat back last week and I said, wow, this guy's retired for 35 years. And my son was fortunate enough to go through his program. And I remember my wife and I would fight who got to sleep and who had to go pick up my son at 1 o'clock in the morning. From band competitions, right? We've all been there. So I kind of did some rough calculations. I was an engineer before an educator, and I figured out that he makes about 10 cents an hour. So, the great news for you is in retirement, you're going to get a raise in that rookie. So congratulations on that. But it's his dedication, and you hear students talk about he's here early, he's here late. It's that dedication that leads to a change in culture. And that's the biggest thing I think Mike Lipton has done for us in the last 35 years. He's created a culture, not only in his classroom, not only on the stage, not only in the halls of Neshaminy High School, but that culture has bled into the middle school programs, has bled into our elementary school programs. And I firmly believe that culture has created one of the top performing arts high schools in the country. And for him, we have him to thank for that. So thank you very much for that. And when building that culture also comes him representing our community and our kids representing our community. And if you take a look at not only Mike, but all of our music teachers, they take our students out to different performances everywhere, and they never say no. Every time we call and say, we need somebody to go to perform here, somebody says, I'll take it with you. It happens all the time, and it's a tremendous representation of Neshaminy High School out in our community. They represent our community of performances everywhere, competitions everywhere, and parades. We'll be sitting at the Memorial Day Parade on Monday, and Neshaminy will come walking down the street. That's the best part of the parade every year. We greatly look forward to that. And football games. Football games really aren't football games, right? Football games are an atmosphere. Friday night lights type of atmosphere. And the band is a huge, huge part of that and a huge part of our culture. So thank you for everything you've done to build the culture here at Neshaminy. You will be greatly missed, sir. We can't replace you. We're not going to try to replace you. We hope you come back. We hope you continue to mentor and guide our staff and our students here, and you know you're always welcome in the Neshaminy School District. So thank you for everything you've done. State Senator Farry and State Representative Joe Hogan, they were not able to be here tonight. I'm going to take these back because they will be able to be here next Friday, and we will formally present them to you, and they will formally present them to you at the student ceremony. So this is an awesome event. Enjoy your night. You deserve it, and thank you for everything you've done.
celebrating each other, because I haven't seen these people, some of them in 35 years. It's awesome. All right, here's Kristen.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kristen Nichols, and I was fortunate to know Mike in many different facets. He was my private oboe teacher beginning in 1993. When I was in 9th grade, and he continued to be until I went to college. At Neshaminy, I was in wind ensemble, orchestra, jazz band. Yes, Mr. Lipton used to direct jazz bands. And I was drum major for the marching bands. Mr. Lipton got me into college. He hired me on marching band staff. And he trained me to be an instrumental director. Boy, wasn't he surprised when I ended up being the choir director afterwards. And that's our joke, that I turned to the dark side. But what a blessing the dark side was. I got to be colleagues with Mr. Lipton for 20 plus years. And those of you that have Mr. Lipton know that he's just a man of respect. And at the beginning, I was his colleague, and I was saying, Mr. Lipton. And finally he said, Kristen, you really need to call me Mike. So I started calling him Mike, but I have to laugh every time he said it because it just seemed so wrong. And so Mr. Lipton, or Mike, and I would continue to have many adventures together over the past 2 decades. So, for those of you that had Mike in class, you know what I'm about to talk about. This defies time. So whether you're in his class now or had him 30 years ago, you're gonna get it. A typical day in class would be something like this. The bell rings. Kids are still at the instrument lockers. Getting their instruments, yes, but socializing as they slowly get ready. Now, depending on how close the next concert was would determine what Mr. Lipton would do next. Usually he would stand in the locker bed, clap his hands to a steady beat, and say things like, let's go, hurry up, bell already rang, why are you walking so slow? But I now have insight of 30 years of Mr. Lipton, so lately it's turned into things like, oh me, oh my, oh my, oh me. It's like it's clearly thinking, the children are killing me. Then, when everyone made it into the band room without fail, someone would then decide to walk up to Mike and ask to use the bathroom. This would be a poor choice. Mike would then have to question the student why they chose that moment to ask to go to the bathroom after they just had 4 minutes while they were getting their instruments out. And then the person who asked to go to the bathroom would have to decide if they could wait, good choice, or continue to try and go to the bathroom. So following that, Mike would start class, standing on the podium with his legal pad in hands. On this notepad would be a list of things that he needed to remind himself. Agreed? So, money due, rehearsal schedule, permission slips, etc. There were always a couple of people who would never remember to turn anything in, and he would have to say their names for weeks before they finally got it together. Following that, we would warm up with a couple of scales. Every marking period, we would be tested on certain scales that we knew this was coming. In every marking period, certain people would still be clueless about how to play their scales. And that used to anger me so much. Like, what the heck were they doing? But now that I'm a teacher, I know it's not what they were doing, it's what they weren't doing. They weren't practicing. I think those kids just hope that some amazing force will come over them in the moment of assessment and miraculously guide them to playing the right notes. It's at this moment Mr. Lipton might say, bang head here. And then we would
Holst, Von Williams, Alfred Reed that you heard tonight, just to name a few. And in orchestra class, Verdi, Brandenburg, Bach, we would rehearse, and Mr. Lipton would yell at the percussion or the second violins, depending what class you're in, and then he would listen to a lot of bad notes and rhythms, day in and day out. Mr. Lipton used his amazing subdivision skills with his baton, and fixing the notes one by one would get us to sound amazing by the concert. And along the way, he would use a lot of witty references that will be forever ingrained in our memories. That note caused damage to my spleen. I'd have more luck talking to the wall. Brass, we don't need to be sounding like lawn equipment. Looks like we've got some members of the 2-inch bow club. And my personal favorite, don't mind me, I'm just here waving my hands. We would play and get caught up in the music and usually stop with 1 minute left, or sometimes even when the bell rang, and we would madly rush to put our instruments back into the locker and to get to the next class on time. And with this daily routine, we became a music band. And we learned so much from Mr. Lipton, because he would push us to be our best. Because you never wanted to disappoint Mr. Lipton. And you knew he'd give you heck if you did. He had high expectations for us, and he made sure that we rose to the occasion, because that's what excellent teachers do. And after class was over, Mike would go back to his lists. He makes a lot of lists, and he has to. There's so much to keep track of, and without his lists, insanity will take over. He scratches items off the list, and then he makes a new list. And then he logs onto his computer, where at least 20 Microsoft reminders pop up. And then he has to snooze each one, until he can get to work on his computer. And then while he works on his computer, he writes different things down on Post-it notes, so he won't forget. And if you walked into my office, it looks quite messy, but is in fact highly organized and under control. So yes, legal pads and Post-it notes are a Mike Lipton staple. I walk into Office Max, pass the Post-it notes, and wonder how much. I actually pondered if stock for 3M was going to go down, now that the business is And that brings us to marching bands and band camp. Band camp. First thought, so fun. Next thoughts, 2 weeks of standing in a lot in an open field with the sun beating down upon me, moving from one spot to a different spot, then over and over again, one spot to another spot, one spot to another spot. Then you try to teach some uncoordinated people how to walk in time together. And then they have to look rather regal and proud while moving. Then you have to get on a uniform that makes you sweat in summer, and it isn't warm in the fall. How is that possible? And all season long, when I was in high school, I just remember trying to keep those stinking white gloves clean to pass inspection. And the Friday night games and the Saturday competitions and the endless rehearsals, with the camaraderie that develops during marching bands like no other. Bus rides, third quarter, as long as those gloves were clean. If not, Mike held you hostage. Not being allowed condiments while wearing your uniform. The excitement of the football games, the nervousness of competitions, all in all, just hard work. And it was hard work for us to do that for 3 years, 10th through 12th grade when I was there, 4 years for you. Mr. Lipton has done it for 35. Mike is a pro at traveling. Whether during marching band or strips, who knew that travel agent is part of the band director job? And Mike's trips were always good for stories. Now the students had their own stories, so did the chaperones. Leaving Dave Dean behind. Chaperones chucking sandwiches from the crappy bag of lunch. Donna, on-hand trip, medical bag boy, students bringing contraband items. But such memories were formed on those trips. In sports, people always talk about coaches leaving a legacy. That is, who did the coach hire that then went on to become a coach themselves? And I say it is safe that your legacy will live on. I'm thinking of 10 of our music teachers at Neshaminy have been taught by you. Mark Stonebeck, Tim Russell, Jason Lee, myself, Paul Tosti, Andrew Tanicello, David O'Neill, Pat Cassidy, Ian Brown, Megan Peacock. I really apologize if I'm forgetting somebody else. And so many other music teachers in our neighboring districts. Mike Zimmerman, Keith Krivovny, high school band directors right next door. And now, all of these people are going to continue to teach you who taught us. So, Mr. Lipton, come June 16th at 2:40 p.m., you will have a lot less to worry about. And you won't have to worry about why some kids are always late to rehearsal, why nobody practices anymore, why violins can't remember the difference between F sharp and F major, broken instruments, cracked reeds, missing music, missing uniform pieces, paperwork, medical forms, wondering if transportation was really sending buses. You can leave all of these problems with Michael Pettis. Congrats on your almost new title, Retired Band Director. I heard that they are the same as regular band directors, only happier. We wish you nothing but the best, and I will miss you too. Thank you.
Hey Mike, can you come here? We wanted to present you something as well, because obviously you have such a legacy, and we wanted to honor that legacy in a physical capacity at the school. And are the synagogas here? Are they somewhere here? Oh, gotcha. Great. Well, they decided to make an award, and I would like to present it to you. And I think everybody, if you took a look in the back and on your programs, we used this same image. Hold on a second. And we wanted to thank you by giving this to you. Show off.
Always one of my, as I got older, one of my more scary moments, though, up on the tall podium.
And for those of you wondering, it says, in appreciation with gratitude for 35 years of dedication to the NHS Instrumental Music Program. Let's show our appreciation right now.
my work husband. Well, actually, my only husband. I can't believe I'm retired and you are actually retired. For those that don't know, Mike and I went to college together. Yep, we've known each other for that long. I was Mike's main feeder at Neshaminy Middle, and then when NMS closed, I came up here and worked with him for I think 12 years. Polar opposites. Yes, we were polar opposites, but he rubbed off on me, and I rubbed off on him. We were a great team. I will forever wrap a cord correctly, and if I see someone doing it incorrectly, I must jump over and explain to them how to do it right. And I definitely lightened Mike up a bit. I talked him into doing Thriller that year. I remember he was on the fence with it, and he finally went for it. I would sporadically walk down the hallway singing Red Solo Cup that he hated. And I did it just to make him angry. I will forever miss his annual letter at Thanksgiving when I was in Neshaminy Middle. It said, while others are thinking about turkey, I'm thinking about marching band uniforms. Please send me the number of anyone that is very short, very tall, very large, very small. I need to order them now so they'll be ready for next year. Michael A. Lipton, the Eagle Scout. He kept me in check. Before I went forth and did anything outside of the rules, I'd say to myself, what would Mike do? I bought flooring at Home Depot, and they screwed up and sent me the flooring again. And I was thinking to myself, I could do another room for the price of one. Well, what would Mike Lipton do? So I called Home Depot, and I told them that they made a mistake. And the lady thanked me and said, you're crazy. And I said, yeah, but I'm friends with Mike Lipton, so it's okay. Time is such a strange thing. Here, two college kids starting off their careers many years ago, and to both end up in Neshaminy. Work closely with each other, making memories through the years. Our entire adult life has been spent together, Mike. And now it comes to a close for both of us. I don't regret 1 second of it, and I'm sure you feel the same. Me every morning with my coffee and Nicorette. Mike with his hot chocolate and muffin. We made a great team. I wouldn't have wanted to share my journey with anyone else except you. So Mike, thanks for spending your life with me from college until recent. Thanks for always being there for all of our kids in Neshaminy. I would have never dreamed we would be family, but we are. 2 young kids over 35 years. It was God's plan. Well, Mike, I like you. I love you. I respect you, and I will greatly miss you. Thank you.
Thanks to power off the work. Oh my gosh. I thought when Danny pulled off and the other teachers pulled off the whole every single drum major video back in the marching band banquet in December, I was like, that was totally crazy and impressive. I was like, that was awesome. That was just awesome. But when I walked in here to see all of you guys sitting there, oh my gosh, I don't have words for all of you need, so thank you. No doubt. So I did write a couple things just because I knew I'd go gibber, should the opportunity arise. But, this all started in 1988. Any of those folks here? 88, 89? There we go. Wow, very cool. So, getting introduced to the students at the end of band camp, not at the beginning of band camp, at the end of band camp that year, in August 1988, seemed like an eternity ago. Yet it also seems like that time has gone so quickly. I don't think I really thought much at the end of that school year, because I barely made it to the end of that school year, my first year, that I might still be showing up at Neshaminy High School every day for the next 35 years. But I did. I count myself extremely fortunate to have been able to spend those 35 years, doing something that I absolutely love, and calling it my job. It was a large part of that was made possible courtesy of my amazing wife. Who somehow managed to support me in pursuing my passion for all of these years, which I know was not always easy. And I love her dearly for it. I also need to thank and acknowledge my two children, one of whom is here. I love them. For surviving being a band director's kid. They would always come home and tell me that they ran into somebody that knows me somewhere in the landscape of Bucks County, Philadelphia. So it was, yes, they were always scarred by the fact that they were my children. Sure. And at one point along the way, it's been mentioned about marching band season and the hours and so forth, especially. In the fall, at one point, Nesha coined the term marching band widow to describe herself during the fall season. Ouch. A little guilt there. And her means of partially dealing with combating that situation was to bring Matthew and Erica to pretty much all of the Neshaminy football games throughout the fall season. So it ends up that my children, especially my son, ended up, though going to Pennsbury, never did anything but root for Neshaminy. So I have been extremely blessed to work with some amazing administrators through the course of my career, our career as music teachers here at Neshaminy, who are willing to lend their support and dedication to what we were trying to accomplish as music staff with our music programs. I will forever have the image of Lisa Pennington manhandling instruments and equipment on and off the equipment trucks during many of our trips that we've taken with the instrumental music program. So that's the kind of administrators that we have. And Lisa, thank you. She willingly volunteered to go on our trips. So you need a certificate. And also the pleasure of working with some amazing colleagues in the school district for all these 35 years. I mean, tonight I really, would like to share this moment with, Donna Moran, my colleague, for so long, and she as well knows what it's like to put in the zillion hours and just doing it for the kids, and that's what it's all about. And I really want to share this night with you, Donna, because you're 36, and the chance to work with you at the end of our career so closely was definitely a treat. So thank you so much. So with that, I'm not going to get too long with it, but other than to say I thank you to Kristen for the joy of working with you as a former student and now colleague for, as you said, 20 years. Your creative program tonight was touched me very much. The little, chronicling of my career / psychoses / I wanted to break into a little Over the Rainbow there while you were performing. So though I don't enjoy the job any less, I still love this job, and I love all the students over the years to the present. It is time for me to slow down a bit. I'm slowing down a little bit, and it's time for me to slow down a little bit and try to maybe smell the roses a little bit, and hopefully I can figure that out with a little help from my wife. I will certainly miss my music colleagues each day, and most of all, I will miss the students who have kept me bobbing, weaving, laughing, grimacing, occasionally crying, and on my toes for all these years. It's made me a better person to be around all you guys. I'm confident the students are in good hands going forward with the music staff that we have. And it's been a great ride here in Neshaminy, and I can't wait to see where things go from here for both of us.
Danny's going to talk to you for a second, but I just wanted to let you know that, there were a lot of people that helped, but this guy was the main squeeze in all this. There's a lot of work. He was a PIA as a student, so he's making up for it now.
I'm hoping after June 16th happens, Mike will finally admit that how much of a PIA I was. So, but anyway, who's hungry and who's thirsty? Okay, so we wanted to invite everybody. I know it's a long night. Thank you so much for coming out here. And Donna, thank you for your kind words about me. But it really does take a village. I mean, there's about 120 alumni band members here. And please, one last round of applause for them. They did a fantastic job. And some of them now playing an instrument for 25 years, 35 years. So, yeah, and also, Kristen Nichols, Nicole Quinlan, Lisa Pennington, Michael Pettis, Pat Cassidy, Dan Wiener and Ian Brown and countless others helped put this together, so huge round of applause for that as well. Mike, we love you, but I think it's time to eat. So,